All right, I am live. Welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle, and I am here to do a reading for Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, or anybody else who happens to come across this video. It's my intention there is something in here for everyone, and my readings are also timeless. So whenever you catch this is the right time for you. And thank you for being here. Thank you for liking and subscribing. And I love comments. You know, if this resonates, leave me a comment. So yes, I've chosen 3 cards from Wisdom of the Oracle. I'll be clarifying with some other decks, and I've allowed the universe to choose a song for you. And the title of that song is Modify. And I think this has to do with modifying your vision of things, of your life, your perspective on things. So we start with the Yin card. And this is about being open, consciously allowing new things in. And this can also be about kind of making a decision. You know what? I'm going to go to my book for this one. For some reason, this won't stick in my mind, but I love gathering information. That's what you're doing. You're gathering information, being open to new things coming in, because better to say, all right. I'll get this. Yeah, gathering the information, gaining this higher perspective on your life. You're using your intuition. In the book, it says seeing through the eyes of your soul. It's this house is suspended up above everything, so you have this broader perspective, and it's allowing you to see what is really worth keeping in your life, who is worth keeping in your life, and who or what is worth or do you need to walk away from. And I think that because we started with the Yin card, you're coming to this understanding of, because of this broader perspective, that you deserve all the amazing things in life. You are stepping into your authority. You are claiming or reclaiming your dignity, your integrity in what you know is right for you. And that is allowing you to see this broader perspective and to know decisively what you need to, walk away from, move out of your life, because there's something so much more, so much better that's coming in, and you're open and receptive to that. So you're in this place of gathering information, figuring things out, but you're also like, okay, bring it on, universe, because I know what I deserve. I know what I want. So yeah, there's this real sense of, the song title, Modify. You're changing how you see things. Could be that some experiences that you've been through have just kind of, because you've been doing that inner work, you've been taking your power back. You are seeing things from this new perspective, which is ultimately very empowering for you. So let's clarify with the good tarot. What does the good tarot have to say? Messenger of Earth. Yeah, I mean, Messenger of Earth is all about integrity, doing things with integrity, being willing to put in the work, having the dedication to stick with things that you know are correct for you. And this could also be being open and receptive in gathering information about people in your life, do they fit this idea of what you want? You want someone who's hardworking, who's got integrity. And you're opening yourself to that, and you're letting go of anybody who doesn't embody that. And I think you're kind of acting like a magnet because you're showing up in this way for yourself. And so then it calls in more of that to you. Nine of Fire. Feeling cautious and uncertain about things in general. And this could be why, anytime that we're faced with things that we need to release in our life, that we need to walk away from, not anytime, but often, there's this sense of not wanting to let it go, not wanting to move on or make the change because we're comfortable with things the way they are, even if they're not that great. There's often a part of our identity that is tied up in a person, in a situation. And the thought of walking away can leave us very uncertain and cautious. And I think it has to do, that's why you're spending this time stepping into your own authenticity. Because that's where you're going to gain the clarity that you need in order to be able to move forward in the way that you want. That's going to help you have the life and the people and these situations in your life that are actually good for you. And the Seven of Water. Dreaming, fantasizing, knowing you have options, being open and receptive, assessing, gathering the information. You realizing that you don't need to stay stuck on one thing, on anything that is holding you back, holding you down. And this is you getting into this place of because you're seeing the bigger picture, you're like, oh, let me think about what do I want? You're getting clear on what you don't want. So you're allowing that to point you in the opposite direction of what you do want. And that's how you manifest. You think about what you do want. You imagine having it as if it's happening right now. And that, when you get your feelings tied up in that, when you get really clear on what you want, and then you allow your feelings to combine with the vision, with that clarity, that fantasy, that's what brings in what you want. That's what manifests what you want. And that's why so many people end up in situations they don't want, because it's very common to think about worst case scenarios, to build up some kind of stressful situation in your mind, and then you start to feel it as if it's actually happening, and that makes you believe it, and then that draws in more of the same. And physiologically, our brain does not know the difference between what's in front of us in a 3D sense and what we're imagining. And so depending on, if you're thinking these thoughts, having these visions of things that are stressing you out, your brain and your body are responding as if that's actually happening. And that lowers your vibration, that it makes it impossible for you to actually receive, to take in the things that you really want. And so the point is to use this what this what's already there, this tool basically to call in what you do want. Start thinking the good thoughts. And it's not to say that you're supposed to ignore anything that's bad, bad, that's bringing you down. In fact, not at all. You're in this place of gathering information and assessing what you need to walk away from. But at the end of the day, you want to keep your sights set on what you actually want, because that gives you the clarity of what you don't want. Okay, so let's go to the Oracle Tarot. The Tower. Discovery, change, adjustments. I think that, the Tower comes along when there's a major shakeup, some kind of disruption. This is probably something that has happened or is happening, is about to happen, where you're being forced to gain this clarity. You're being forced to go within, take back your power, get the broader perspective. Being forced to gather information so that you can have that change in your life, in your way of thinking. And usually the Tower happens when we've hung on to something longer than its expiration date. And this is the universe coming along and being like, no, this isn't good for you. I'm going to knock this down so that you can rebuild, because you're not doing it yourself. And usually we see the Tower coming, miles away. And we're just ignoring what we know would be best for us. So the Tower is not something to fear, though it can be quite uncomfortable in the moment. It always leads you to something better. And yet, you're feeling stress and anxiety. I mean, we got a couple nines here. Cautious, uncertain, stressed, anxious, because you're having to release things potentially that you do not want to release. You're having to walk away. You don't want to walk away, but you're putting yourself first. And it's this kind of limbo place where you're like, I'm taking back my power. I know I'm doing what I need to do, but I don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm walking into the unknown. You're walking into the unknown, and it's causing you a fair amount of stress and anxiety. And this card is one away from the Ten of Swords, which is like something ending and the end of a cycle. Something that probably whatever you're dealing with was something pretty painful. It's got you all up in your head. Yeah, potentially. I mean, this can be a romantic situation where you're having to walk away from someone, which can be so difficult. We love you love that person. Typically in relationships, we've become addicted to that person. Good or bad, it's still, I don't know, we have a lot of our identity, as I said, we have tied up in them. We have a lot of kind of visions and fantasies about what we thought it was going to be, what we hoped it was going to be. It's like, but this card, it's not necessarily romantic. It can be about duality, making decisions. Soulmates aren't always romantic. I think soulmates, are pretty much anybody who comes into your life. It can even be your pets. They're there to teach you a lesson. We come into each other's lives to learn things from each other. And so this is kind of coming to this place of really needing to see, who do you want in your life? Who do you not? What feels good? What doesn't? What works for you? What doesn't? Yeah, that's what Kitty says. Gotta make that decision. All right, I'm going with Wisdom of Avalon. Partnership. Yeah, we're definitely talking about a person here. Again, it doesn't have to be romantic. This could be a friend, colleague, collaborator, family, fill in the blank. Whatever is true for you. But this is you getting really clear on the type of people you want in your life. You want them to have integrity. You want them to put in as much effort towards you as you put towards them. I mean, yeah, I think that you naturally are inclined to put in effort towards something that is meaningful to you. And there could be some kind of thing around, Kitty, what are you doing? Yeah. putting more there's the sense of, probably in relationships in general, putting more effort in because that's your natural inclination, and it not always being reciprocated. And you're like, wait a minute. I deserve someone who's gonna, mirror that back to me. Disruption. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This cycle is ending. And it's got you kind of stressed out. You don't want it. As weird and funky as it is, it's still what you know. And it's a lot easier to face what we know than what we don't know, than moving into the unknown. But that, the universe is like, you're done. Cutting this off. The Earth Fairy. Physical health, grounding, foundations. I mean, this is so great for my Earth sign reading. Yeah, getting grounded, getting back to who you are. Understanding that you need to focus on yourself. It says physical health. I think that has to do with all the ways, all the things that help you be healthy physically, because your emotions, your mental health, your spiritual health, all of those affect your physical health. If anything is off in another area, it's gonna cause you to feel not great physically. Stress causes disease. It's like the biggest cause of all of most of our problems that we deal with, health-wise. In a lot of areas, actually. But this is, by taking back your power, you are fortifying yourself. You are building from a new foundation. You are understanding how to just get better in your life, feel better in all the areas. I want to go to my rune cards. Gateway. Yeah, you know that even though this has been difficult, you have all the stress, anxiety, everything's crumbling. It's happening for your betterment, for your highest good, because it's forcing you onto this path. And this gateway is leading you, there's all the sun shining in the background. You going through that is going to be this new beginning. This is whatever's beyond here is what you actually deserve. What is going to actually be really good for you? Defense. Yeah. This is not an easy situation for you. I feel like you're kind of maybe feeling like you're stuck in a maze a little bit, trying to find your way out. And you keep running into dead ends. And I'm kind of getting this sense of climbing out of the maze. You're done with trying to find your way out just by following it. You're kind of like, okay, I need to I need to just get up and over in order to have a bigger perspective, because otherwise I feel like you're going to continue being stuck. It's this new because when you climb up on top of the maze, then you see how to get out. But I don't even know that you're going to get back down and go to the end. You're just like, no, I'm just going to hop the wall. Just forget it. Walking away from the maze. This maze is not for you. Someone has you caught up in a maze, what feels like a maze in your thoughts, in your emotions. And this is a very insidious maze because there is no end. It's all dead ends, no matter which way you go. Opening. Yeah. You're burning away what doesn't serve. You're creating an opening where you can receive what is right for you. And we have the sun down here, kind of rising, shining through the clouds. There's an opening through this gateway, moving towards the things that you want, that are right for you. I'm going to look at Osho Zen real quick. Bad kitty. She always gets up on the counter when I'm doing these readings. She knows I won't stop her. Oh man, we have the Lovers again. You're making a choice. You're choosing the person, the people in your life who mirror back to you your awesomeness, who are also standing in their integrity, claiming their dignity, stepping towards you with an open heart, with love, willing to put in the work to really build this foundation, this relationship. Maturity. Yeah. Throughout this whole experience, as difficult as it has been and might continue to be for a while, you are learning so much, and it is allowing you to flower from within. It is allowing you to gain this new perspective, which is part of the maturing process. You are tapping into a part of yourself that I don't know that you've been really that tapped in or connected to before. And it's bringing you this sense of peace. And just like, yeah. Just looking at the card. It's interesting because we have a bunch of kind of trees in the background that don't have leaves. And I feel like this is where you're coming from. A place of where things feel dead. There isn't growth. And by taking your power back, you're like, it's you being like, I don't have control over that. I can't make the leaves grow on these trees, but I can create all this flowering within myself. This is knowing that you only have control of yourself in any situation. In this one in particular, you're like, okay, I got to walk away. I can't make anybody do anything as much as I've tried. People are going to do what they're going to do. And now you are focusing on yourself, which is going to act like a magnet to what you truly want, what you know you deserve. Isolation. Oh, yes, there's this period of time that you will go through, that you may already be going through, where you feel so much grief. You don't want to walk away. You want what you want. And it's very sad. Stress, anxiety, the disruption. Disruption is not easy. Feeling uncertain. But the wonderful thing about this card is that these tears are hot. They've got color in them, kind of, yellow and red. And these tears, going through this grief and feeling what you feel, is going to help to melt the ice. It's going to help to free you. It's going to actually help to water the seeds, the potential within you. So don't despair. Everything is happening for you, not to you. You have huge lessons that you're learning. And the biggest one is that you come first. Always, always, always. And this is you claiming that. Okay, I'm going to end with the Spirit Animal Oracle. Brown Bear Spirit, take time out. This card keeps coming up. Take time out for yourself to gain that clarity. It's been tough. You have a lot of feelings about things. It's normal. You'll get through it. Do the work. Go within. Porcupine Spirit, time for beginner mind. Yeah, maybe you've been kind of in this place of thinking that you could figure everything out, that you could just force the situation somehow. Hey, Manju, welcome. Welcome, welcome. I'm good. How are you? Yeah, beginner mind, being open to whatever the universe is going to send you. This is active receiving. Tomorrow for live reading, probably. Yeah, I pretty much come on every day. Tomorrow will be fire signs. And then most likely some kind of love reading for somebody. Yeah, so when you're open and receptive, then that allows the universe to bring in the things that are actually really good for you. Ant Spirit, time to collaborate. Yeah, time to collaborate with people. Somebody who has other pieces to the puzzle. Oh, probably not. Probably I won't be doing that tomorrow. I'm kind of thinking I want to go to the ocean tomorrow, so I'm probably gonna cut it short. um, yeah, collaborate with people who you know are worth giving your time and your energy to. Yeah, you have new amazing people coming in. Did I forget to? Yeah, there's another one. Um, you have people coming into your life who are really gonna just kind of blow you away, I think, because you're going to um they're going to be so different than what you're used to. And you're going to get to this point where you're like, "Oh, oh, this is why I was supposed to walk away from those other people, from the other situation, because there was something so much better and I just wasn't allowing myself to receive it." You know, if we keep ourselves stuck in something, then we're not opening to something new. And especially right now, there's a door closing, and there's a part of you, it's like you've turned around and you're looking at that closed door behind you. But what's happening is, you know, you miss all the doors that are opening in front of you. And once you can turn yourself around through doing this work, inner work, learning to love yourself and put yourself first, then you turn around and you're like, oh, yes, yes, there are all these amazing doors available to me. And this particular one with the sun shining behind it, like you're guided by the light. You're like moving forward, knowing what's right. And then you come together with these amazing people or amazing person, however that works out for you. So anyway, that is the reading for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you for being here. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and tomorrow. And I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe.